All right, welcome everybody. Tonight our topic is sleep and rest. We have a topic we discuss every week, wellness, wholeness, wellness, mainly using essential oils, but lots of other things regarding wellness applications of natural solutions. And Jade is our going to share with us about sleep and rest.
Yep. Alrighty, guys, this is a very important topic, and I feel that it's just as important as nutrition and exercise for our overall health. If we can get sleep down, then we'll be preventing a lot of problems in our life. So they've discovered that about 33% of Americans are not getting enough sleep per night. And the lack of sleep impacts your immune system, your cardiovascular, your overall health, as well as the ability to lose and maintain weight. So sleep is as necessary as exercise and nutrients for optimal health. So do we all agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like sleep, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't learn how to sleep well until about 6 years ago, until I really started taking care of my health. Before that, being a mum and a young mum, I just I have very light sleep because in case the kids wake up or need me or something, and I was never fully rested.
It was hard to get back to sleep after a week.
Yeah, and that's terrible.
And then when you started being healthy and everything, and then you just slept right through, and I had to get up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's amazing. It's a new revelation, I think. But back when we were young and not don't have kids, it's like, yeah, sleep is a bother, so we'll stay up as long as we can. But now it's really, really important. So let's look at what is going on while we sleep. So our brains process information. All right, so it's like collecting a whole bunch of data and file, and then at that time our brains start processing and putting things in its categories and making connections. So I tell people the brain is filing now. You've brought home a whole bunch of information, and now it's just going to file into different files for you. And so sometimes I feel like when we're dreaming, our dreams are all disconnected and sort of bits and pieces of what's happening today, bits and pieces of that's really random. The other thing is emotional processing. Emotions are actually chemicals and electromagnetics. So, it's just these chemicals that it's trying to understand. Then it's developing memories. Okay. And the other thing is it regulates growth and repair. It replaces the energy reserves. It's like your brains, the liquid flow into the brains. They call it the brain's version of the lymphatic fluids. And when you're awake, the brain is actually more swollen, and the liquid just spins around on the outside. But when you're asleep, the brain actually flushes deep in through the crevices and through things. And so when you wake, your brain's actually shrunk a little bit. So you lose a little bit of weight in the brains because it's cleaned out all of its stuff, because it's not linked with your lymphatic system, so it needs to have its own cleansing mechanism. So when you sleep, your brain's actually cleansing. So I've
heard that your brain detoxes once.
Yeah, it helps. It's rebuilding metabolism. Now there's a lot of problems with weight. Sometimes when people don't metabolize, it's because they're not giving their bodies enough repair of all of the cells that create the hormones to metabolize. So, diseases such as diabetes, that's a metabolic disease actually. So, have a think about that. Now, there's a lot of damage that can happen with sleep deprivation. So short term, this is or is Erin, right? Hi, Erin. Okay. So with the, there's a lot of damage that we will find when we have sleep deprivation. One of it is a loss of just attention, basically. There's a lot of car accidents. There's a lot of problems, mistakes that we make at work, just because we lack sleep. So there's a lot of lives that we can save on the road just by getting ourselves enough sleep. So people that have high level of this here, it's called micro sleep. I have to correct that. So it's good to reread it. Auto spell, I love it. So micro sleep. So that's high level of micro sleep. And there's people have a failure to process information. So you're not as intelligent, basically. So that's why we want children to get enough sleep. Impulsivity and loss of empathy. Of course, right? If we're really grouchy, we really can't think enough or to connect with another person to really understand. And this affects relationships, because we say things when we're tired that we regret, okay? Memory impairment and reduced cognition and creativity. So all of that is very bad. But when we don't have enough sleep long term, there's suppressed stuff. So our body is unable to fight infections. We have a risk of cancer. And the other thing is cardiovascular disease. There's a lot of, there's increased risk of that. Risk of diabetes type 2, and of course metabolic syndrome, and everything that has to do with metabolism. Okay, and every disease that is connected to metabolism. Now, it affects your psyche as well. It causes a lot of mood instability. So, it's interesting because you can go, look, I am so depressed, I'm so everything. And then a lot of people just go and get a drug to fix that problem. And the best problem solver is just get really good sleep. And sometimes we can't get good sleep because we're not used to it and we don't know how to sleep. So that's the other problem. Lots of anxiety, of course. Anxiety, there's other words for anxiety, right? There's an increased use of stimulants or sedatives because we just need to pop a pill or something quick. And so our bodies are getting sicker and sicker and more toxic. So increased risk of mental health crisis. Of course, when you're not allowing the brains to clean house, it's got a lot of waste products that's floating around in there. All right. So now this is the exciting part. So some sleep solutions. So first of all, you have a schedule for sleep. So set up your own sleep routine. So however you do it. In Japan, when I was there, it was fantastic because the Japanese have really warm baths that you soak in at nighttime, and so you're all pink, and just you're radiating with warmth, and you snuggle up under the futon and you're out. So it's awesome. Or you do warm essential oil baths. So I introduced Epsom salt soak bath to my oldest daughter, so she's liking that. And of course, turn down the lights, turn off the electronics, and read, or something that's just not very stimulating. So throughout the day, you need a lot of light. That's the other thing that people haven't mentioned, a lot of light, because sometimes if you're in a dim place, your body clock hasn't really switched on to day and night, and it gets confused. So it says 3,000 lumens or something is what you really need. So people that are in nursing homes and things, if they're not close to the sun or the window, get them close enough so they can tell the night and the day. We do that with babies. We turn on the lights and make lots of noise so they know what day and night is, so they're not really confused. So we continue to do that for ourselves. So there's an oil blend, that's in a soft gel, and it's called Serenity. So Serenity has not just the essential oils, it has some herbs too. So it has passion flower. What else does it have, honey?
So now it's got vetiver and hoe wood.
Yep.
It's got...
Yep, it's got cedar wood. But there's an if you can see that, I can't read it. It's L-theanine. I can't say the word, but we just learned about that. And basically it just helps us calm down naturally and sleep. So take 2 of those 30 minutes before bed. Now, so that's really good, and it's a natural way. It's not habit forming at all. So we could share that with people, safely. There's also the Serenity blend. So Serenity blend is very soft and sweet, and you can put that in your diffuser and smell it throughout the night and while you're sleeping, and that's really effective. One of my friends in Australia, he's diabetic and he's got lots of other problems too. And when I introduced the Serenity to him, he called me up and he said, I slept like a baby. I didn't even get up until 9, because it was the weekend. He said, whoa, because he normally wakes up at 4. He goes to bed maybe at 11 o'clock midnight, and because he's a very, very hard worker. And that was amazing. So it's really, really good, the Serenity. Okay, so sometimes people don't have huge problem falling asleep, but they have a huge problem staying asleep. So we have the oil called juniper berry, and juniper berry comes in a teeny little bottle. But basically what you do is you add fractionated coconut oil on it with it, and just rub it on the tummy, just all over the tummy, okay, right before bed. So it's just going to put your organs to sleep. So on the bottom of your feet, you've got reflex points too, so you can rub the oils in the middle where the organs are, okay, on the bottom of the feet, and that kind of settles the organs. And sometimes,
So this helps, sometimes people find that they're waking up in the middle of the night, maybe at the same time, like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. every day. They're waking up at that sort of time of the day, and they can't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
And because your body's in a clock and it's doing each organ at a certain time, you can actually look at, what
if you
organ that might be.
Body clock, there's lots of different images that will help you understand. So sometimes it's not just, I have to wake up and use the bathroom. It's actually the organs are telling you, I'm not well. I'm not well. So one of our daughters, she was like that because we didn't know better. We didn't use natural remedies, and she was getting up every 2 hours at nighttime. And I was, using lavender, but it just didn't do anything, significant that I noticed. And so with prayer, I thought, I have to put Digest-Zen on her feet. Back then we didn't have fennel and juniper berry, and Digest-Zen was the best thing I had. And so we rubbed it on the bottom of her feet every single night and every day. And after that, she slept right through the night. It was a miracle because it just helped all her organs detox and, settle. Okay. But of course, if you have this problem and it's severe, you might want to do a detox. Okay. So we'll talk about detox another time. Now, if you're a night owl, and you have troubles just leaving everything and going to sleep. So this is me. A lot of times I have so many ideas and I think, I just want to get it all done. And I'm so energized. That's the other thing too. I remember, I think when I first started doing oils, I think I was, so energized one night that I thought, I got to go for a run. So it was 11 o'clock. I'm like, I have so much energy. I just need to burn it. And, it was just funny because in the past it was like 1 o'clock, I'm dead. I don't want to know anything anymore. But here's the opposite. I'm like so energized. And, when your brain is just on a roll, you need to shut it down and say, hey, stop. So the oil to say, stop, it's going to be okay, is wild orange. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Wild orange is the oil that usually stimulates and
That's
wakes you
usually
up.
the feel-good oil.
Yeah, wakes you up. But it's interesting because when you need it to do the opposite, it does. And that's the funny thing about oils, and people think, whoa, I can't wrap my head around it. It's just the way our energy works with it. And wild orange is the oil of abundance, as in you've got a lot of time, you've got a lot of energy. So tomorrow is another day. So if you use it, you help the oil along by saying, I have plenty of time tomorrow.
Because maybe you're staying up because you have to finish it all in one day and get it all.
Yep.
You don't want the day to end.
Yep. So that's
because it might not be
amazing.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But wild orange knows better.
Yeah. And that's really
Trust in the orange.
Yeah, that's really a good oil for me, at least. So it's kind of funny, and I know a lot of other people, I guess my friends are like me, that sometimes they can't help it and they stay up late too. And so I keep wild orange next to my bed and just tell myself, it's okay, tomorrow's another day, okay? There's plenty of time. So the other thing that I really like, to stop the monkey brains. Okay, what I mean is when you have a lot of chatter in your head. So it's like ideas, and it's like, whoa, it's just going so fast. And when you're lying there, all you need to do is, you just want it to stop and shut down. Rubbing the balance oil, the patchouli, the vetiver oil on your forehead, on your ears, the back of your neck.
On your big toe.
Your big toes. It's going to help you say, okay, switch off. I give myself permission to switch off. And it's amazing because they usually toss and turn and, try to stop thinking, and you're thinking, okay, stop thinking, and you're thinking even more. But this here, you really concentrate on grounding, and that really works.
Vetiver is a root oil, so that's what grounds you. And balance is made out from a lot of woods.
Yep.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
But it's meant to, kind of ground you and kind of hold you in place.
Yeah. So I normally tell people lavender, but we have something even better than lavender. We have the Serenity. But normally, if people don't have lavender, because Serenity, if they don't have Serenity, lavender, it comes in a family kit. So I tell people to just add a bottle of balance onto their order. So Stacey here, your mom, did the same thing. I said, you might want to add balance to that. And she's all, okay. And then she came back to me and she said, I had the best sleep ever. So, I'm like, yeah, and a lot of people say that. Yeah.
Another oil we didn't include on here is Roman chamomile.
Yeah.
But that's also included in the Serenity blend.
Yeah.
So Serenity is, going to be a better essential oil for that. But for some people, they might, Roman chamomile alone might be maybe a better solution for them, or lavender. Good things to test up and try out. Yeah.
So whenever we have any sort of illness, one of the best things we can do is to rest a lot. On average, we are sleeping 2 hours less than we did 30 years ago, people in the US. So, you can imagine like a more stressful, more tense country, whole communities that are very tense. The chemicals that our brain produces, like oxytocin, nitric oxide, dopamine, endorphins, all of those are they're healing chemicals, and they are produced when we're happy, and we're not happy when we're not rested. Okay. And so when people say, oh, it's your what do they call that, placebo effect or something like that, it's actually, you are the placebo. You are producing all those healing chemicals when you are happy and hopeful. Okay. So there's a lot of people that use drugs that are highly tested, and still they can be the placebo against it. So your body actually has more power than anything that you can give it. But when you give yourself permission to rest, that's when it does and produces the magic. Okay. The other thing that I didn't put down here that I would put down for some people is oils to relax muscles. Because sometimes we lie down and our neck and shoulders are tense, and maybe we've stopped our brains from thinking, and we've done everything else, but here these shoulders are still very stiff. So Aroma Touch oil is another oil that I would put on just to relax the neck and shoulders and just help the whole body get into a deep, restful, relaxed state. Yeah, so that's a lot of information about sleep. Any questions or comments?
The doctor I used to work for, he was an older doctor, and he used to say, remember when people were sick, they used to lay in bed. And he used to say, sleep off, go to sleep and get rested and you'll get better. And he was like, that's the first thing he would recommend when people were sick and when people were depressed. He was like, how much sleep are you getting? He always said, lack of sleep is the majority of problems for any ailment, because that's when your body heals itself and replenishes and is ready for the next day. And so if you keep on cutting that back, your body can't function either mentally or emotionally, or it can't heal itself like it normally would when you're getting sleep all the time. And then Jason's big on, he either gets 8 hours of sleep or he takes a nap. And I kept on saying, I feel so guilty if I take a nap, because I feel I'm not being productive and I have something I need to be doing. And he said, yeah, but if you don't get enough sleep at night, then you have the permission to take the sleep take a nap when you can, because maybe you had to get up early, but then you have some time and you should just do that, because he's like, that's how I accomplish everything I need to. I just take the rest, I time an hour, and then I get up and I go do whatever I need to do again. And then he said, if I'm sick, then I nap more, because that way I can get better quicker. So I thought that was interesting, because all these things are everything that you have listed is stuff that the doctor that I worked for last year, he would always say, how much did you rest? You feel stressed? How much did you rest? Well, are you sad? How much have you been sleeping lately? Are you turning everything off? And he would tell parents and my boys, if you have trouble shutting down your mind, you can't have a computer screen or any TV or any phone, anything that is electronic in front of you for 2 hours before bed, because it's going to take that time for your mind to stop and your body to slow down to actually prepare to rest. So, and my mom told me the balance, you got to try the balance, it'll help you. So then after I was like, oh, balance. And then I was like, there's other uses for it. So I put it, I even had put it in diffuser to help us sleep at night. But then you had said muscles, and you had told me I needed white fur. So I was using it to help the aches, but at night I started realizing sometimes I'd be tense at night. So if I treated the muscles, then I would really relax. And then I would do the balance, and I'd do the lavender. And I think Jaden stole the Serenity, because I haven't seen it in a while, but I know I had it. And she was like, this one really helps me sleep. But I would put the lavender on my temple. And I was like, as soon as I start my ritual of getting my diffuser ready at night, I open the lavender and I get ready to rub it, but I smell it and I instantly can calm. I just feel I know I'm getting ready for bed as soon as I smell it. So I was like, I'm just going to put it on the tip of my nose. I'll go smell it all night, But they really I can tell if I forget to add one. And then I get up the next day and I'm like, oh, it's on this side of the sink. I might not have put it on last night. That's why I didn't sleep as well. I can tell instantly that I didn't do the same concoction. I didn't do the same routine with the same ones that work best,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have friends that start making jokes and teasing because they're like, I have to go to bed half an hour earlier because I have my routine, and I have my oils on my side. I think my husband started teasing me when I first did that, sitting there going one and now my feet and now this and now this diffuser. And then he has oils on his side too. It's awesome. Yeah. But
I need to remember to do my feet though, because I forgot that, and like that would have really helped. Jaden the last 2 days has had nausea and dizziness before school, and she was like, I have stuff I need to do, but I should have remembered the feet because that works really quicker than anything. And even before I knew about essential oils, the doctor I worked for, he would tell people, put Vicks Vapor Rub on your feet, on their kids' feet, and put socks on and send them to bed. And he said they would not cough through the night like they had been. And he was like, well, it's the menthol and the stuff that's healthy that's in it. And I was like, oh. And he said your feet will absorb for your organs and stuff. And he's like, so people need to pay more attention to their feet.
That's awesome. You know,
But
because we want to maximize our day. When we're healthy and rested, we get so much more done anyways. So the time that we thought would be wasted with the sleep, you know, actually makes up, and yeah, we just get so much in. So that's good. And for kids, you know, we can do the same. We can just diffuse the Serenity oil, a tiny little bit of the Serenity oil on their feet. We knocks them out so we get some sleep too. Yeah, and of course, little kids that have digestive concerns, same thing, a little bit of oil, say juniper berry. And I'll talk more about juniper berry another time, but it actually helps with nightmares and terrors too.
Yeah, you had said that. So she was like, I think she did Serenity and that. And she said because she would wake up, and sometimes she wouldn't know why she screamed or whatever. So as soon as you said nightmares, she would like order that one next. I want that one. So I don't have nightmares, but it does help me still. So I use the balance, the juniper berry and the lavender, and then I just use the white fir and aroma touch on my neck, and yeah, so it helps.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
And you're welcome.
You put all of those oils into a roll-on and just put it on your feet, you know. Yeah.
Like a sleep, you know, a little cubicle, something, walk through it and then be done.
Like the Jetsons, you just push it, it rubs wherever you need to.
Yeah, rubs your feet.
Or your bed
crazy.
senses that you're laying down that spritz.
Yeah, we should invent something like that. Yeah, but this is awesome. I love sharing this with people. All right, Catherine, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any questions?
No, I'm good right now.
Awesome. All righty, I think we'll stop the recording. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks everybody for coming. I think that pretty much covers it. It's pretty easy. Sleep, those are the same things that we teach everybody that Jay's been teaching from the beginning. It's just gotten a little bit more detailed with the juniper berry, the night owl, and all the other things. So
we'll fix the typo here, and then we'll post it on jadebolden.com. And if you click on it, there's a PDF link, and you can print it out.
Okay, great.
Yep, and
Thank
share it with
you.
people.
all right, I'll go ahead and stop the recording now. Thanks for coming.